Lions are in trouble in today's Africa, and so today's hunting has to be ever more careful and ever more conservative and ever more selective than it ever used to be. We know today that it's a bad thing to take a lion out of a pride, so you have to make sure that a male lion is alone. And in some countries and with many outfitters and areas, they're trying to shoot only older lions. Tanzania, for instance, has a 6-year-old rule, and this is growing across Africa. So, well, it's pretty easy to tell a male lion, and it's not difficult to tell a young lion from an old lion. It's very difficult to determine whether a lion is 5 years old, 6 years old, or 7 years old. So your professional hunter has to have time to make a really good call. To make cat hunting a lot more difficult than it used to be, but it's also a conservation imperative that we do this right and we be very selective. Now, depending on the soil, the track of a lioness could initially be mistaken for the track of a very large leopard, but the lion's tracks is less round and more elongated, and there's absolutely no mistaking the pad mark of a mature male lion. That track is going to be 13 centimeters or more from heel to toe, and it's the largest pad mark in the African bush.
That's about as big a lion track as I have ever seen. He may or may not have a mane, but that is a big lion.
Now, many mature lions never grow full manes. It really depends on the climate, it depends on the thorn bush. In thorn bush country, a lot of mane hair is going to be pulled out, and in really hot areas, it's unusual for a lion to grow a really full mane because it's great for heat retention, but it's terrible in hot weather. But lions that are going to grow full manes, we usually develop that full mane by the time they're about 6 or 7. A lion that's 4 years old or 5 years old will still need to fill in that mane between the ears and around the ears. So the mane is an indicator, but it's only an indicator of age. Today, much is made of pink on the nose. The theory is that before he reaches full maturity, a lion will have pink spots on his nose, and when he's fully mature, his nose will be completely black. And now, this is very hard to see unless you have good optics and good light, but it's also not definitive because while it applies in some genetic pools, it doesn't apply in others. Lions that are absolutely known to be 8, 9, 10, even 11 years old have been found to have some pink still on the nose in certain areas. So this is one that you have to be careful with. An older lion will tend to have a face that appears longer and a bit of a Roman nose. And he's probably going to be a scarred old veteran. Now, some scrappy youngsters are also going to have scars at a very young age. Lions aren't very nice to each other, but an older lion is definitely going to have scars from many battles over mating rights. As with most animals, an older lion is going to appear ponderous and heavy, and again, like most animals, including us, an older lion is going to have a bit of a belly until he gets really old and then appears kind of like a bag of bones. Trail cameras on bait are great for weeding out lions that are obviously too young, and of course also weeds out prides. And this saves valuable hunting time. You're only going to sit for a lion that looks like he might be a potential. Careful first-hand evaluation is absolutely essential. Again, it's easy to weed out a young lion and you're not going to sit for him. It's easy to tell a really old lion, but in the middle, which is really most male lions, is very difficult. Is he 5 or is he 6 or maybe is he 7? The professional hunter is going to have to take a first-hand look and evaluate all the evidence, because none of the indicators that we've talked about are absolutely definitive. Now, this is absolutely essential for modern lion management, but it's difficult, and it means that today's professional hunters are often going to err on the side of caution. It's very difficult to tell a 5-year-old lion from a 6-year-old lion. An 8 or 9 or 10-year-old lion gets a lot easier. So they're going to use caution, and tell you what, this can be the heartbreak of today's lion hunting when your PH says he's close, but he's just not old enough.